It's quiz time, viewers. Cristiano Ronaldo has scored 101 international goals for Portugal. However, who is the second highest goal scorer ever for Portugal with 47 goals? That's less than half than 101. Do you know the name of that player? Let me know down in the comments. Don't Google it, don't cheat. Let me know down in the comments, and I shall reveal the answer midway or at the end of the video, depending on where I remember to say it. Yes, welcome to the Omega Luke Gaming channel. We have another player spotlight today, and we have our first right back. I know a lot of people have been saying, can you do more defenders? Can you do more goalkeepers, etc.? There's just not that many around compared to how many decent strikers, wingers and centre midfielders. And the right back position is probably the hardest one to fill this year. There is basically Reece James, and then after that is a pile of a few players who can be good. Like this man. We're going to see who that is. He has 170 potential range. So he does turn out to be one of the best right backs in the world, should he reach his maximum potential. But of course, this is the player spotlights, the Wonderkid spotlights. We are going to do things a little bit differently than what everyone else does. We're going to be set him at a club, playing for a few seasons. We're going to set his potential to the maximum of 170, watch him grow and develop and follow his career. So if you do enjoy this type of thing, make sure you are liking the videos because the YouTube algorithm sucks. I need all the help I can get, and the more likes, the more views, which means the more likely I'm going to continue making these types of videos. And if you are enjoying them, then of course make sure you are commenting on the quiz or how much you'd rate the player, and you're subscribing to make sure we can beat the YouTube algorithm. That's a challenge in itself. You do not realise how important that is for a content creator. All these interactions mean the world to me. And the player we are looking at today, the right back we are looking at, is Thomas Estevez. You might recognise the name. He was good last year as well. He is on loan to Reading from Porto. He is a Portuguese right back, 18 years of age, and he looks fantastic already for an 18-year-old. We can see some really good attributes, and a lot of these are fixed attributes, so you will see them being very similar on your game as well. What isn't fixed is the hidden attributes, so a lot of people ask me about that. Why are all the players that you do good personalities? That's because a lot of these players don't have fixed hidden attributes, so we change them to make sure that they actually progress, because else, if we just screw ourselves over, we'll just have so many different simulations which fail, and we already have a number of simulations that fail. We have to do what we can. That's the reason why we use good tactics. That's the reason why we set them at their peak at certain points, and the reason why we give them good hidden attributes. I'm glad we can clarify that. Now, he does have a minimum fee release clause of 36.5 million. Unfortunately, I don't think Porto accept anything less, so I'm going to try my luck for £15 million, 28, so that is actually a lot lower than what I expected. It might be due to the most recent update. £20 million and a few extras, and you can pick up this man, Thomas Estevez. That's actually not as bad as what I thought it was going to be. Actually, he's come down in my estimations as to how expensive he was going to be, so I'm happy with that. Now, to load through this player into the game is something I'm going to be doing at the start of every single player spotlight, because I am quite sick of all of the comments asking, why isn't he in my game? This is how you get him into the game. If you go to advanced setup here on your database, it will load through your database, and you can select the leagues. Now, of course, if you selected the Portuguese league, he would be involved in that straight from the off, especially if you have it as a playable league. They would have to load him. However, if you go over here, there is a custom database selection, and if you go to advanced, it will load through every single you can actually load through every single player into the game. Now, this is the database that I tend to use. All you'd have to do is go on to nations, add a nation, go on to Europe, head down to Portugal, which is where you'll find this player playing in Portugal, and there's a couple of options that you can get to load him. Either you can do players based in nation, because he is on loan from Porto, so they would load him through, or you can do players of nationality of Portuguese, and you can do like players of top division clubs, players from top clubs. He would appear because, of course, he plays at a high level. That's how you load him into the game. Now, to get this show on the road, we bring you back in the year of 2022. It's his first season in the Eredivisie because, of course, the first season he's at Reading in the Championship. Not a bad little league to be playing in for his first season as an 18-year-old. So we were quite happy to leave him there. We have brought him to the Eredivisie to see what he is like in a different league other than the Portuguese league. And so far, it looks like he is absolutely smashing it. With the highest average rating for a fullback, this was actually done as well before the most recent update, which meant fullbacks get better tackling ratios, and they also get better ratings for passing, tackling, and everything like that. So, to be fair, the fact that he's managed to get 7.35 is actually better than what we thought now if we were to do the simulation. 90 points they won the league by, and this is how he is looking. So, of course, we've got him set at 170 potential, but his current ability is already quite decent. And after a couple of seasons playing first-team football, he's pretty much one of the best right-backs in the world straight from the off. And valued at 31 million, so that £20 million that you would have paid for him if you let him go out on loan for a season at Reading, he would probably come to you and be worth that already. We have some fantastic attributes. We can see that. Physicals are great. 16 for pace, 17 for agility. That's all really good. Off the ball's good. Vision's good because he also has 15 passing. So he's a bit of a playmaking fullback. And that's very modern day football if you ask my opinion. A lot of these fullbacks are some of the most technically gifted players in the side now, where that never used to be the case 15 years ago. We never used to see that. They had their first line of thought was defence. Now it's more of playmaking, getting involved in the game and the attacking. So we can see his first season in Reading, we weren't in control of Reading. 3 goals, 6 assists, 5 player of the matches. A good season, to be honest. This season, though, even better. 33 games he played in the Eredivisie, 3 goals, 12 assists and 7 player of the matches with a very good 7.46 average rating, 15 assists across the whole season. Fantastic stuff. And after another 3 years, we find ourselves at a different club. We have transferred him to see what he's like in another different league. We find ourselves at Napoli. It's a team that we haven't done yet, so it's good to see how we do in different teams. Now, Thomas Estevez is their best player, by the way, Thomas Estevez, and he is already now set at 170 because they were really close from being at 170 anyway, and he's classed as an elite fullback. He has no cons whatsoever, according to the coaches. The physicals are great. You don't really need anything else for those physicals. Good acceleration and pace, great stamina as well if he's bombing up and down the pitch, and the agility of 18 means he's a very tricky player. He's 6 foot as well, so it's not like he's really small and he's tricky. He's still a towering figure, and that will help him with the 13 jump and reach and his 10 heading. As a fullback, that's fine. That's fantastic in my opinion. The mental attributes are great. We have some really good mental attributes in concentration, decision making, good off the ball like we mentioned. Positioning now, his defensive positioning is really good. Vision, of course, we've highlighted before, and anticipation, great. Passing is gone up to 16, technique of 15, and the rest of it are 13s and 14s. I'm happy with that. 14 dribbling means he can bomb up and down the pitch with the ball, and 12 crossing is a very acceptable amount to cross the ball and be an effective attacking threat. And we can actually see his star thing, or his graph here, is very well rounded. He's a very well rounded player. It's just aerially he is not as good as what the rest of his play is, but he's kind of really good at a lot of different things. Valued now at £49 million, we can see how he has done. Now, we've just paid £79 million for him. Ajax wanted that much money because he was doing really well for them. Again, he did a 7.46 average rating with 17 assists. This season, however, is a little bit less. 5 assists, 2 goals, 4 player of the matches. Still a decent average rating. And the season after we last checked, 11 assists in total. So this season here is easily his best. 21 assists in total and 4 goals. The tactic that we're actually using, we're using him in a very standard 4-1-2-3 with him in this wing-back on support role. I'm quite happy with his outcome at this role, to be honest. Because we kind of need to remember at the end of the day, he is just a fullback. There is only so many things that we can really judge him on in this game, especially when we're doing it like before the last update, where all the other things were taken in consideration and we hope, the errors of the match rating for defenders was fixed for tackling and passing ability, for instance. So there's only so much things that we can really judge him on. However, things that we can judge on is goals. And I did ask you at the start of the episode, Cristiano Ronaldo, of course, is Portugal's all-time leading scorer. But who did he overtake? Who is in second place to Cristiano Ronaldo for that Portuguese top goal scorer? It was, in fact, Pauleta. Yes, a lot of people might have said Eusebio. A lot of people maybe have thought Luis Figo. But with 47 goals, Pauleta is the man with the second place behind Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm sure all of you Portuguese fans definitely knew that. I have a lot of Portuguese viewers, to be honest, and I really thank you because I love the Portuguese people, and you always write really nice comments on the videos, and every time I mention your country, you're always very friendly and helpful, and I really do appreciate that. So I'm very biased. I like Portugal. 3 years later then, we bring ourselves back to 2028. Napoli are having just a very average season, to be honest. They're doing okay. But what's more important is how Thomas Estevez is doing. And he's had quite a good season. Again, we've seen how he looks as the elite fullback. Still no worries whatsoever. 26 years of age now. £46 million he is worth. Has a good contract too, so that's quite nice. A couple of seasons that he has played now. 3 seasons later on. 4 goals in 2 of the years there. 3 goals in the most recent one. And he's had a decent amount of assists as well, 6, 4 and 8. Some good player of the matches, better average rating. He's kind of just steadily being that 7 or 8 out of 10 player for Napoli, which I'd imagine they're quite happy with because, I mean, they're not doing the best, but he is probably their best performer on a daily basis. He's probably the man that they are looking for to being Mr. Consistent because he is that consistent player. He has good consistency there. So yeah, overall quite happy with how he is doing. And for the final time, we bring you here 2030. Napoli are having a stinker, but still the highest average rating is Thomas Estevez. He is still the elite fullback now at 20 years of age. He is unhappy. He wants to leave to a bigger club, and we can understand why, to be honest. He is now valued at £51 million as a right back, and probably because he's one of the best right backs in the world. A couple of his attributes have risen as well since we last actually seen. Now, he's had a decent season yet again, 3 goals and 8 assists. The season before was even better with 6 goals and 8 assists from that fullback role. Only a 7 average rating for both seasons. I guess, again, like we mentioned, he is just performing as he really needs to. However, he has won some incredible trophies. If we look here on the competitions page, we can see they most recently won the Europa League, so that's fantastic, as well as the Super Cup. They managed to do that. He also is a World Cup winner. Portugal won the 2026 World Cup, meaning Thomas Estevez was a World Cup winner. That's not bad. So all in all, there's not really much more to say about Thomas Estevez other than if you want one of the best right backs in the game at the start as a wonder kid, this is probably the man you're going to have to go and get because Reece James is going to cost you a lot more. And although Reece James has a slightly better potential, it might even be the same. I'm not quite sure off the top of my head. Thomas Estevez is kind of that consistent, good at everything role in right back, and we could have seen him maybe move into the wing back role and see how he performed there, maybe change the tactic into a more attacking tactic, but I was happy to see as just a full back in his most natural role, he was still picking up goals, he was still picking up assists in every single league that he played in, so we've got to be quite happy with that. Not to mention he had the most beautifully coiffed hair. Anyway, out of 5 stars, how would I rate this player? Now, the cost at the start, £20 million. It is a lot. However, your choices for a right back are very minimal. So, I'm not going to give him a star, but it's only just. 20 million is still quite a lot of money, and a lot of teams have it. If this was last year's Football Manager, I probably would have given it to him because you had a lot more of a transfer budget, but because of the financial repercussions of COVID-19, there's not many clubs who do. So £20 million, not too bad, not a star though. However, his attributes per position, that's definitely a yes from me. He's very well rounded. He looks fantastic as a right back, as a full back, just what you need. Maybe even if you wanted to play him in centre midfield, he could definitely do that. He has some great attributes for that role as well. Now the value after Did he manage to get the value? Yes, £51 million, so you doubled your money at the very least if you did pay £20 million. £51 million after a few seasons, that's not so bad whatsoever. Did he bring back the goals and assists for a right back? I think he did. That is definitely a star from me. However, he doesn't have that something special. I think we can all kind of agree with that, and I think a lot of you will also agree with me that this man is just a 3 out of 5 star player. Let's hope he doesn't watch the video, because Albert Broutgeland was very offended I only gave him 3 stars. I'm very sorry, Albert. So what do you rate this player out of 5 stars with all of those things being considered? Let me know down in the comments. We have some really good player spotlights coming this week. Not to mention, we also had the Director of Football Challenge. We're in full swing and I cannot wait. I'm really happy with the reactions that we've had so far to that series. I'm really glad that you guys are enjoying it and we can keep going on in that series now. And hopefully we can finish it this time round. That's what I really want to do. So make sure you are liking this video like I mentioned at the start to see where you can beat the YouTube algorithm. That is the problem. The YouTube algorithm is against me and I need to beat them. So I need your help to do so. Not to mention, if you have that notification bell turned on, it will tell you when I upload a video every single time. Use that to your advantage, please, because they've changed something and I don't know whether they've taken people away or someone messaged me about it anyway. I might need to look at that and get some more people to do it. But hopefully you've got that bell turned on because it will alert you if you do. Twitch.tv/OmegaLuke Gaming for some Youth to Gold action if you want to watch me live. And viewers, I will see you very soon for another video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.